Hi, friends. Thank you for joining me again today. Namaste. So, for today's practice, we're going to use a block. If you don't have a block, it's okay, it's not a big deal, but you can maybe use a couple of books and duct tape them to form a block, or maybe a can come in handy. But, anyways, if you do have a block, then go ahead and grab your block and we're going to start on our back. So lie down on your back with your feet flat on the floor, your knees are bent. Take a nice deep inhalation and nice long exhalation out the mouth. Let your knees come together and your feet are mat width apart. So the feet are a little bit wider than the knees. You can have your right hand resting on your belly and just notice any sensations inside the body. Usually the squeaky parts, the parts that are more contracted, attract our attention right away, but see if you can notice even the spacious areas, maybe parts that are softer, more spacious. And then begin to notice your breath. Notice your own inhalations and your own exhalations without really changing anything, just beginning to observe what's going on inside, really tuning in, observing your sensations, observing your breath, and then observe any thoughts that are constantly demanding your attention in this moment. For some of us, these thoughts come and go. And for some of us, for most of us, we have a tendency to either get stuck on a thought pattern or one just builds up on another. Just notice, there's no judgment. Notice how your mind works. Notice how your mind works in this particular moment. And then if your hand is not on your belly, go ahead and bring your right hand to your belly and gently begin to smooth out your breath. So as you inhale, feel the belly expand. The navel moves away from your spine, and as you exhale, feel the navel softening towards the spine. Feeling the belly expand, your hand moves away just a little bit. And then as you exhale, the hand falls closer to your belly, to the spine. Just notice this expansion in the belly with each inhalation and the softening of the belly, softening of the navel towards the spine with each exhalation. Stay with that for one more breath, inhaling through the nose, feeling the belly expand all the way to the belly, and then exhale. Feel the belly soften. And then slowly begin to bring your feet back in towards each other, lifting your right knee up, your left knee up, and have your shins be parallel to the floor. And then tapping your right toes down towards the floor. Exhale back to the center, tapping your left toes back to the down towards the floor. And we're going to alternate side to side, just like this. Tap one set of toes down and then the other one. And notice the contraction in your abdomen as you're doing this. Your right toes tap down, bring them back up. Your left toes tap down, bring them back up. And just notice how your belly naturally engages in this moment. All the abdominal muscles the transverse abdominal muscles right in the lower portion of the belly. They're like a corset. Notice how those muscles work to just move the legs up and down. And then we're gonna rock up and down our spine. So just a nice gentle rocking on the spine. If this doesn't feel good on your spine, you can just rock a little side to side or just stay down. Otherwise, see if you can come up and actually balance on your sitting bones. And as you come up, maybe you want to release your hands to the side, releasing your arms out to the side. Exhale, roll back down, inhaling, coming back up. Just rocking, nice little rocking sensations. And notice if there's areas of your spine that you tend to just thump down. See if you can really smooth that out. Maybe you want to extend the legs straight as you come back up. And then next time you come back up, coming to both pose variations, sit up tall, your spine is tall. Maybe you can keep the knees bent, extend the arms in front of you, and take your your knees over to the left as the arms come out to the right. Then coming back to the center, your arms reach to the left as your knees go out to the right, and moving side to side. Arms go to the right as the knees come to the left, back to center. Arms reach to the left as the knees go to the right. And a few more times on your own, inhaling and exhaling, just moving side to side, knees moving in the opposite direction. And then draw your knees towards your chest and lift your hips up, putting your feet flat on the floor. Come to Uttanasana. Let the back of the legs be, let the knees be bent so that you can really allow your back, your low back to extend. And then soften the neck, head, shaking the head side to side. Let the head go. And have your your feet be hip width apart, putting your right hand underneath, directly underneath your face. Bring your left hand to your hip, bend the right knee, inhale, and as you exhale, twist your torso over to the left. Then releasing back to the center, your left hand lands on the floor, directly underneath your face. Your right hand comes to your right hip, bend the left knee, inhale, and exhale, rotate, open to the right. And then we're gonna go side to side just like this. Your right hand rests on the floor, bend the right knee, open to the left. Your left hand rests on the floor, bend the left knee, open to the right. Maybe this time as you open to the left, you want to extend the left arm straight up to the sky, and then switch side, opening the right arm to the sky. Maybe next time you want to take your gaze up to the sky along with the fingertips to the left and then to the right. Beautiful. And then coming back to the center, fold over one more time, Uttanasana. Inhale, coming all the way up into Tadasana, bringing your hands to the heart center. Inhaling, reach up, or Rahastasana. Exhaling, fold forward, Uttanasana with a long spine. Keep the knees bent. Inhaling, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up, taking your right leg back behind you. Keep the knee off the floor if you can. So you're coming into a lunge. And then as you exhale, begin to straighten the left knee, bringing the forehead closer to your shin. Inhaling, coming back into a lunge, lift the chest to the front. Exhaling, press your hips back, straighten the left knee, forehead towards the shin. Inhaling, lift the chest into a lunge. Exhaling, back, moving the left hip back behind you. And one more time, inhaling, coming into a lunge. Exhaling, back behind you, and then shifting your weight forward, bringing your right foot to meet the left. Inhale halfway up and exhale, taking the left leg back behind you. Keep the left knee off the floor if you can. Inhale into a lunge and exhale, straighten the right knee, bringing your forehead towards your shin or your knee. Inhaling back into a lunge. Exhaling, taking that right hip back and bringing your forehead down towards your shin. Move your right hip back as much as you can, left hip coming forward. Inhaling into a lunge. Exhaling, fold over your right leg. Inhaling into a lunge. One more time. Lift the chest to the front, the sternum lifts. Exhaling, taking your right leg, making it straight and bringing your forehead down. And then this time, as you come into a lunge, spin your left foot flat so that the right heel is aligned with the left arch. Your right forearm comes to the top of your left knee. So the left knee is bent, right leg is straight. And reach your left arm all the way up into extended side angle pose. I'm sorry, your right knee is bent, left leg is straight. So extended side angle pose on the left side. The left arm is reaching straight up to the sky or overhead, palm down. Exhale, lowering the left hand all the way down to the floor. Spin to the ball of the back foot, lifting the left heel off the ground and then twist over, open to the right, lifting the right arm straight up to the sky. And we're going to move back and forth through this. So the right forearm comes to the top of your right thigh, extended side angle pose on the left side. Exhaling, bringing the left arm all the way down and open into a twist to the right. Inhale, exhale, your forearm comes to the top of your right thigh. Left leg is straight into extended side angle pose. Exhale, bringing the left hand down and inhale into a twist to the right. Left arm reaches up, back into extended side angle pose. Spin that back foot flat so you can really ground down. Exhale, bringing the left hand down and your right arm reaches up into a twist. And one more time, your right arm rests on top of your thigh, extended side angle pose on the left side, and then twist open to the right. And this time, pause here in the twist. You can bend your right elbow into a cactus arm and really let that chest open towards the sky. Inhale and exhale, lowering the hands all the way down to the earth. Shift your weight forward, stepping your left foot to meet the right, and exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhaling halfway up, taking your right leg back behind you into a lunge, and then straighten the left knee, bringing your forehead towards the shin. And coming back into a lunge, spin your back foot flat. Your right foot becomes flat and step it back in so you can align your left heel with your right arch. Bring your left forearm to the top of your left thigh. Reach your right arm all the way up to the sky or overhead into extended side angle pose, and exhale, bringing your right hand down towards the floor. Spin on top on the ball of the back foot, your left heel, and then your left arm straight up to the sky into a twist. So moving back and forth between extended side angle pose and a twist to the left. Inhale. Extended side angle pose on the right side. Exhale, bringing your hand down and open the left arm to the side into a twist. Inhaling, extended side angle pose on the right. Really energize that entire right side. Exhale, bringing your right hand down to the floor. Spin the ball on the ball of the back foot and open the left arm into a twist. And one more time, inhaling into extended side angle pose on the right side, spin on top ball of the back foot, come into a twist on the left side. So really move through this from the core, extending your body out to the side, extend the side angle pose on the right, and then twist open to the left and pause here in the twist. Bend that left elbow so your arm is in a cactus pose, cactus arm, and really open the chest towards the sky, lifting the chest up, rotating. Inhale and exhale. Lowering the left hand down, step your right foot to meet the left. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, Uttanasana fold. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky, Urdhva. Exhale, hands come to the heart center, Tadasana. Inhaling, reach up once again, touch the ceiling. Exhaling, fold forward, Uttanasana. Taking your left leg back behind you. This time bring your left knee down to the earth. So you're in a low lunge. And then shift your hips back so you can lift the torso up. Pull the belly in, engage the core so your tail goes down towards your left heel. Sternum is up, chest is lifting up towards the sky. Integrate all that, maintain that, and then begin to melt forward just a little bit. So don't let the belly go. Engage the core, and that'll stretch out the psoas muscles and the hip flexors just a little bit more. You can bring the left hand down onto the floor, bend the left knee, and maybe reach your right arm back behind you and grab the outside edge of your left ankle or your left foot. And inhale, open the chest into another twist. Exhaling, bringing both arms all the way down. Maybe the forearms can come down to the floor. Maybe you can stay on your hands, but you come into a lizard pose. And stay here and practice that. You feel a good stretch on the hip flexors. If you want a little bit more, you can bend the left knee once again and grab the outside edge of your left foot and open the chest. Such a great stretch for your hip flexors and the quadriceps. And then slowly, without slinging that foot back behind you, slowly release. So no boomeranging that foot. And walking your right foot in a little bit, step your left foot maybe about a foot inside towards your right foot and spin the back foot flat. Make sure that both heels are grounded onto the floor. This might be a good place to use your block if you have one. Bring it on the inside of that right foot. Inhale halfway up and then exhale, fold over into pyramid pose. See that the right hip moves back as the left hip moves forward. Inhale halfway up once again and exhaling, fold. Inhale halfway up, exhaling, fold. I like to move back and forth between these poses. It allows your muscles, all the connective tissues to open up slowly. And then as you're ready, move your block over to the side. Step your left foot up. Inhale and exhale, taking your right leg back behind you, right knee down to the floor. Inhale, coming into a lunge and lift your torso up, shift your hips back so that the tail is elongated towards your back heel. Inhale, keep the core integrated. Don't leak energy out of the belly. Keep the core integrated and then melt forward. Melt the hips forward, bringing your right hand on the inside of that left foot. Maybe you can bend your right knee and reach your left arm back behind you and grab the outside edge of that right foot. So you feel a great stretch in the hip flexor on the right side. Again, go as far as your body wants you to go. So there's no pushing or forcing your body into any shapes. If just staying in the lunge feels good, feel free to just stay there. Then slowly release your foot if you have it. Walk your left foot out to a 45-degree angle. And maybe you want to come down on your forearms. Maybe you want to stay up on your hands. Either one is perfectly fine. If you come down on your forearms, maybe you want to reach back behind you and see if you can find your right toes again or right ankle with your left hand, and open the chest into this deep hip flexors stretch. And slowly begin to release that foot down, come back into a lunge, and step your right foot up to meet the left. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold forward Uttanasana. Inhale, reach your fingertips straight up to the sky, or Vahastasana. Exhale, Tadasana. Inhaling, reach up once again. Exhaling, fold forward. And then taking that left leg back behind you. Once again, bringing your left knee down to the floor. Now this time we're going to use the block. Again, if you don't have a block, don't sweat it. Just interlace your fingers behind you, or you can even hold on to opposite elbows. If you do have the block, take your block back behind you and with your fingertips, hold the block behind you and press your fingertips onto the block. Inhale, lift the chest up like you've been doing. Keep the belly integrated. And exhale, if you feel comfortable, lean forward so that your right knee is in a deep, deep lunge. See if you like to lift the block away from the tail if you like to. Inhale and then exhale. Tuck your back toes under and slowly begin to straighten the left knee and lift it off the ground, coming into a high lunge. Lifting the sternum up to the sky, keeping the chin integrated. Step your left foot to front a little bit and spin that back foot flat, and then fold forward into an humble warrior pose. Keep the block in between your hands, and then slowly begin to release the block, bringing your hands all the way down to the floor. Step your left foot to meet the right. Inhale, Uttanasana, and taking your right leg back behind you. Bring the right knee down to the floor. So lift the torso up first. If you have the block, grab the block. Hold the block between your fingertips, pressing your fingertips onto the block. If you don't have the block, just grab opposite elbows, or you can even bring your knuckles together behind you. Inhale, lift the chest up, lift the sternum up. Exhale, maybe you can lift the block away from your hips just a little bit. Inhale and exhale, stay here. Keeping the belly integrated, tuck your right toes under and press down to lift the right knee up. Press down to lift the right knee up. Good. And as you lift the right knee up, soften the shoulders away from the ears. Lift the block away from your hips a little bit more. Then spin on your back foot flat. Inhale, lift the chest up, and exhale, humble warrior on the right side. So bringing your forehead down towards the floor, bringing the chest on the inside or towards the left thigh. And maybe you can lift the block away from your hips just a little bit more, really pressing onto the block with the fingertips. Exhale, release the block down and shift your weight forward, bringing your right foot to meet the left. Inhale halfway up, exhale, Uttanasana. Just remember that we didn't do a pyramid pose on this side, so stepping your right leg back behind you once again. Spin that right foot back flat so that both heels are grounded. Inhale, come halfway up. Exhale, fold over your left leg. You can guide that left hip back behind you and right hip forward. And inhale halfway up, exhale, fold forward onto your left leg. Nice stretch for the hamstring in pyramid pose. And then exhale, bend the left knee, coming forward and sit all the way back down. Sit all the way on your belly. And then lie down all the way. Now, if you have a block, this would be a good place to use it again. We're going to do a supported bridge pose. If you don't have a block, you can just do a regular bridge pose. So have your feet be parallel to each other. Sometimes we tend to turn the toes out. Make sure that the toes are pointing straight forward. Your feet and knees are parallel to each other. Inhale, lift the hips up. If you have a block, go ahead and slide the block underneath your hips. And make sure that the block is under your sacrum, that it's not under your kidneys, and it's nice and stable. You can use the block in 3 ways. You can use it in the shortest width or height. You can use it the tallest height, or you can use it in the middle one. I prefer the middle one all the time, but if you're really open and you want to challenge yourself, you can go to the highest width. Otherwise, just come down wherever is comfortable for you. And we're just gonna stay here for a moment. If you don't have a block and you still want to do a supported bridge like this, you can always just grab a bunch of pillows and raise your hips up and slide all the pillows, or a bunch of books. Raise your hips up and slide the books underneath your hips. And then just let your hips melt onto the block or whatever props you're using. Just let the breath be smooth. This is a supported pose. It's a little bit of a yin pose, so really let everything be passive. If you like to, you can begin to extend one leg straight and then the other leg straight. If that's too much compression on your low back, feel free to just bend the knees a little bit or just walk your feet back in. But this allows you to open up the front body, allows you to stretch deep into the psoas muscles, the hip flexors. Make sure that there's still a bridge underneath your neck, so your neck is not flattened out. In other words, don't have a pillow or a blanket. Do not have a pillow or a blanket under your head. So make sure that there's a slight bridge underneath the neck. And so if your legs are extended flat, slowly begin to bring them back in towards the center. And then we're going to go into a supported shoulder stand, or a variation of Viparita Karani. So lift one leg straight up to the sky and lift the other leg straight up to the sky. This is such a wonderful pose to do any time of day. Lifting the leg straight up. You can do this in the evenings if you like to get a little bit more grounded. You can do it next to the wall with the legs leaning against the wall. And stay here for at least a couple minutes. So let this pose really Let the blood rush back into your heart from your feet and toes and the legs. You can close your eyes. If you like to stay here a little bit longer, you can pause this video and stay there and then continue on with the rest of the practice. If you're ready to move on, begin to lift your hips up just high enough where you can slide the block or whatever props you're using out. And then just let your knees come together, your feet are mat width apart. Once again, just like we started at the beginning of the class, close your eyes and inhale. Draw your right knee towards your chest, left leg is straight out on the floor. Begin to slowly circle that right hip, the right femur in the hip socket, and then rotate it the opposite direction. And take your left hand to the outside of that right knee and gently guide that right knee across your body into a twist. The right arm can reach out to the side or overhead or maybe in cactus shape. And if it feels good and you want a twist in your cervical spine and your neck, you can take your gaze over to the right as well. Just let your practice slowly unwind. And drawing your right knee back towards your chest. Once again, create a little compression on that hip, maybe circling your right ankle. And then slowly release the right leg. Inhale, draw the left knee towards your chest, circling the left hip, the left femur in the hip socket. Circle it one way, circle it the other way. Taking your right hand to the outside of that left knee, gently begin to guide that left knee across your body into a twist. Your left hand reaches out to the side. Your right hand can rest on top of the left knee. You can take your gaze to the left arm if you like to. Close your eyes. Inhale and exhale. Draw the left knee back towards your chest and then draw both knees back towards your chest and rock a little side to side. Inhale, and as you exhale, lift the head and shoulders up. Draw the knees a little bit closer to your forehead. Make yourself into a round little ball and exhale, release out of the pose into Shavasana, your final pose. Let the back of the neck be long, your scalp resting on the floor. Your shoulders are tucked under your lungs. Palms are open. Hips are relaxed. Back of the knees are relaxed. Ankles are relaxed. And just rest in your final pose and feel free to stay here for as long as you like to. You deserve this. You are completely deserving of this moment. There's absolutely nothing you need to do, nothing you need to know more to be more complete and whole as you already are. So please feel free to enjoy these moments of relaxation, these moments of Shavasana. If you're ready to move, you can begin to Deepen your breath, waking your body up slowly, and then rolling your over to one side. Gently press yourself into a comfortable seat, bringing your hands to the heart center. Sit tall, crown of the head reaching up to the sky. Just sit here for a few moments, giving yourself permission to let go, giving yourself permission to be here in this present moment. May all living beings be happy, healthy, thrive, and flourish. Thank you for allowing me to share this practice with you. Namaste.